Mauricio, is Jan Vertonghen ready to start for the first time in, 2 months? And if he is, what does it mean to have him back?
I was ready against Chelsea to play. That is why he was on the bench. But my decision was to play with Foyt and Toby. Of course, that is ready. He's ready to play. He was working so hard in the last 3-4 weeks. Yes, I think he's in his best, and of course, he's always he's important player for the team. Like everyone, are important.
Yeah.
We just heard from Musa there, and it's fair to say that his first couple of seasons here weren't great, but he's playing well now, and he's obviously full of confidence. And there are a couple other players like that as well. I think most notably Ben Davies. So, what have you done with these players that you obviously have brought them on in the last couple of years, so that now they become very important players for you?
Always is difficult. It's difficult for every single player. Always is difficult to come here to adapt themselves in the team, a team that was working very well, that was performance very well. But the problem is about the patience. Is to be patient with the player, and again, for different reasons. Some, like I told you before, on the past, we know only we need to work hard to try to improve the player. If not, we need to fight with the perception of the fans, of the media. And like before was a question, not to him, easy to blame, no? Was easy to blame him, I think was a question before, no? For different circumstances, but I am so happy with him. I think he improved a lot from the beginning. He signed here, of course, after he understand what we wanted from him, what we expect from him, start to change, and I think today is a different player. He's so professional. He understands perfectly what we demand from him and the team need from him. He feels free. He feels that the people love him, and that is the reason why his performance. He improved his performance.
Okay, take a question from Matt, and then we'll go to Emma. Matt.
Juan Foyth has been doing well, but he can't play tomorrow because you were restricted with your Champions League squad. How important is it in future that never happens again, because that is something in the club's hands to sort out?
Yes, it's in club hands. Yes. It's not in my hands only.
But it impacts
we share the responsibility, club, because if not, it looks like the bad things is the gaffer, and the good thing we share all together, no?
That's why I said the club. But
exactly, the club, because sometimes they put me, no? Someone put me, the gaffer, out of the club for good reason. Is the gaffer on the club, and when something wrong happened, it's Mauricio Pochettino, the coach. Yes, I am so disappointed from the beginning, because not only him, if not Shikei and Kudu, and of course Vincent Janssen are out of the squad for the Champions League. And that is so painful. It's so painful. And it's a mistake that we made, that in that level of football, we cannot repeat again. For different reasons, we need to find solution before start the season. And I think we talk. And if you find my speech from the beginning of the season, I was so disappointed because the squad was so big. And when the people say, but was the only club that not signed any player. To sign another player means to put another player out of the list of the Champions League. And I told you, we need English player, but it was impossible. And of course, now that is the problem, and it's so painful to have player out of the list. But now we are going to finish, and then in hope that in March we can do a new list and can include him on the list of the Champions League. But in that moment, when you need to take a decision from the beginning, you cannot guess what is going to happen. Of course, that was a position that were a lot of players, and today, because in the last few months we have now Davinson or Shan was injured, but that is why we use Juan, or we use many players with the opportunity, no? But yes, but I am so disappointed with that situation. I am happy with him, his evolution. He's going to play, of course, and he showed great quality. But I am disappointed that you cannot count with him in the Champions League, of course.
Okay, let's move to Emma.
Mauricio, hi. It's the second time this month that you've had 3 matches in 7 or 8 days. I just wondered how you feel about fixture congestion. I know a lot of managers moan about it, but when you're playing as well as you are, is it a good thing to have these important fixtures coming so close together?
I think to have the possibility to fight for big things, or that congestion in the fixture, means that you are fighting for different competition, and in some point it's very good. Of course, it's tough because until January, I think we are going to play 11 games in less than 40 days. That means every 3 days we are going to play. And if we are not right in our rotation and how we are going to manage the rest of the player, we can have problem. That is why tomorrow we are going to rotate some player, and then Sunday again, and then Wednesday again Southampton, and the weekend again, again Leicester, and we are going to play now every 3 games. We need to try to manage in the best way and to mix the player too in the best way. It's not about to only rotate and change this bottle for another bottle. Is how mix the 11 players that are going to compete. That is so important too. That is why we are working a lot, all the staff, trying to have the best information for all the players and try to take the best decision. And one thing is very true, that all are going to be so important, all the squad. We are going to try to compete with all the player being important for the compete in the best way and to keep the level that we want.
Okay, Darren and Stefano.
Dele Alli. We talk a lot about Harry Kane and the goals he scores, but Dele Alli scored in FA Cups, Champions League, World Cup. Is he a player for the big occasion? Do you see him as somebody who really enjoys big matches like this?
Yes, Dele is Dele. He loves challenge every single game and competition and big things. He's a winner. His mentality is he get bored quick when he's don't feel the pressure and the challenge. We laugh a lot with Jesus when he's along with the ball in front of the goal. It's boring. It's say, oh, that is Dele Alli, the big and the top player, and say, wow. But when he's with opposition and he's under pressure, it's unbelievable. He's a competitor. He loves this type of game. He loves to compete, and in a difficult situation, I think it's like this how I describe him.
Okay, Stefano. Then we move to Paul.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Mauricio. A question. Is that match against Inter the more important after game against Chelsea to May 2016?
The Chelsea game in 2016?
When you lost when you drew and Leicester won the title. Yeah. After this match, is the more important for Tottenham? What do you think?
I think it's important because it's going to give us hope, or is going to give us that game different reality, no? That you cannot fight to go to the next stage for the Champions League. I think it's a decisive game. It's a must-win game. But I think for me, all the games are so important. That game was important. The game that we are going to play is, of course, is decisive game. I think every time that we are going to compete, for me, is the most important. I feel, of course, always you feel something special when you compete. Always when you play because you need to go to the next stage, or when you play for 3 points or for your pride. I am a competitor that I love to win. When I compete on the training ground with the player, or when I compete with my staff or compete with my kids, I always want to win, because for me the most important is when you play for your pride. But of course, for me tomorrow is the most important game.
Okay, I've had 7 more hands go up, and they will be the last one. So it will be Paul, followed by David, then Alli, Matt Barlow, Matt Law, Samoli, and then we'll finish there. Okay, Paul.
Mauricio, I asked you on Thursday about whether it was really special to win at Stamford Bridge last season, and you played it down, and I wondered how pleased you were with the reaction of your players at the final whistle on Saturday after what we all thought was a big win. There were certainly no big high fives, hugs. The players seemed to just accept it as nothing special. It's almost expected to win these big games now. Is that the mentality that pleases you? No,
I was so pleased after the game, of course, because I think it was a very good victory for us. But the most important is to keep humble. I was so disappointed after Manchester United victory in Old Trafford. Remember that a lot of players talking about win titles when only was from the beginning and was only 3 points like others. I am pleased because I think we learn. Is to keep humble is the most important, because now we need to show tomorrow that we are in a very good way, and you use the example of the performance that you made against Chelsea. Because the most important is to talk on the pitch and the attitude that we show. Talk outside of the pitch, of course, but always being humble, because if not, you start to think in a different way, and you believe that you are so good, and then you don't need to make the effort on the pitch. If you, every single game, you are ready to give your best with the right attitude, of course that we have the talent to be close to win. But only with talent, and if you are not in the right with the right attitude, I think maybe you can win some games, but trophy impossible. 10 months competing is impossible to keep the same level. I think that is what pleased the most. Of course, the 3 points so important for us, because we are in a good position on the Premier League, but still a lot of work to do.
Okay, David.
Mauricio, people have looked at this as a mission impossible for Tottenham to get to the last 16. Is that a motivating factor for you?
For me, yes, massive motivation. When the people say something is going to be difficult, for me, it's like, I am so excited to try to show that it's completely different, that it's possible to do. And of course, for me, it's a massive motivation. For us, it's massive motivation. Of course, that we need to win the 2 games, but we are going to try, and we are sure that we are going to give our best to try to achieve that.
Okay, Alli.
Mauricio, can I just ask you about 2 of the players? Danny Rose, obviously, we saw back in training. Is he fit enough to start if you needed him to?
Yes. He's going to be involved on the squad.
Yeah, and second one is Victor Wanyama. We're told he's got a knee issue. Is that the original long-term one or the more recent problem he's had?
I don't know what you read because the club.
Thanks. Thank you.
No. Yes?
No, it's his
bracket?
Knee.
I think he can explain better.
Okay. Well, not right now.
Is it something to be worried about, or are you concerned?
Yeah, it's always big or small issue. Always we are worried, no, because how it's going to develop that problem is the most important. Now we are waiting. We'll see what happens. It's not training with the group and it's out, and we see. We need to wait to give a better update about his problem.
Okay, we're going to move down here now to Matt Barlow and then Matt Law.
Mauricio, you work all year to reach the Champions League. You work all year to get into the Champions League. Can you evaluate the importance of going through in financial terms, but also in terms of progress and in keeping your team improving?
Yes, I think one thing is to work hard to try to achieve, to play for the next season the Champions League that was the season before. And then the impact of financial side is massive when you get through to the Champions League to play for the club. But then when you compete, you are involved in the competition. Now you need to feel free to compete. You cannot think that if we don't go to the next stage, we are going to lose a lot of money, or the club is the impact that is going to be so negative. I think Tottenham can aspire to go and to play Champions League. And then to go to the next stage, you need some lucky, good performance to compete and arrive in the same period that you are going to compete in Champions League in your best. In a short competition like Champions League or World Cup or Europa League or cups like FA Cup or Carling Cup, always you need some lucky, because now we are going to play the last two games, and then the Champions League starts in March, and you cannot guess how you are going to arrive with problems, injuries, no injuries, good level, good or not, in a good moment, your team. That is why, for me, the Premier League, the competition that you spend 10 months, you need to be consistent, and it's so important. It's always is going to win who deserve, and the best team. Cups or Champions League is so difficult because you depend of the draw, you depend of the lucky, or you depend on the many situations. Not always who won the Champions League or who won the FA Cup or the Carling Cup is the best team. But sure, Juventus is the best because won the last league in Italy. Manchester City, the best team in England because won the Premier League. In Spain, I think was Barcelona, the last. Or in Germany was Bayern Munich. That is for sure, that is no doubt. But different competition, the World Cup or the Champions League, if you have some lucky, maybe you arrive through the final and you win the final for different reasons, because it's only one game or a few games. But of course, we need to feel free. We are going to play tomorrow trying to win because it's important in a sports side, not in a financial side. We cannot going to compete tomorrow because it's so important for the club to get some money, on the future.
Okay, three more. So start with Matt, and then if you pass it to Samuel Lee, and then afterwards Liam, if you pass back to the gentleman in blue. Matt.
This could be your last ever Champions League game at home at Wembley. I know you.
Cup, yes. This season.
Yes. So you've praised the fans a lot, but they've stayed away for some big games at Wembley recently. How much do you need a big crowd behind you for this last Champions League game at Wembley that you have to win?
Of course, hope that tomorrow will be full, the stadium. But if after it's not full, I'm not going to say nothing wrong. Our fans were fantastic in the last year and a half. And the most important that we all, from the club, we understand their frustration or disappointed because they expect today to be on the new stadium. I think always we feel the support. Of course, Wembley, when it's 50 or 60,000, looks empty, seems empty, but I am so happy with the fans. Of course that they cannot be happy with me every single day or every single game, but I understand that this is football, but I am so happy with them. I feel so proud for them. I think, of course, you know very well that I come from Argentina, Newell's Old Boys, so in Español I spent more than 10 years playing and managing the club, but I think here the fans are so special. I can tell you that, yes, of course, I always are going to have in my body, in my heart, the fans, because they are amazing on the street or, of course, on the pitch. They translate a massive energy for us.
Okay, Max, pass the microphone to Samuel. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
We talk about Son, that he is tired. You know what I will ask you. Yeah. And
how I know that you are...
We know that we talked that after the World Cup and Asian Games, Son is very tired. Everybody knows that, and we expected against Chelsea, Son will start on the bench, but you decided to start Son, and he delivered. He got the man of the match, and
you expect?
Yeah.
All the.
I didn't expect, to be honest. Yeah. So you were better. Yeah. So my first question is what was the decision, reason for your decision to start Son? What did you think about? Why did you start Son on Chelsea game?
Because if you watch the game, you know now why.
Yeah.
Because the vision was that Son is going to score and going to play well.
So you expected?
Always, I expect when I take my decision. Always you expect that the player deliver all that you want, of course. But it's so difficult, no, to guess. But it's about intuition, it's about feelings, it's about knowledge, it's about many things that we have, and that is why, I think it's like you in your job or many things. You are capable of read situations, smell people, people that. Sometimes you cannot explain why. You say, okay, I'm going to pick this guy because I feel something that is going on. Football is a lot about plan. It's about to work. It's about many, many things. But in some point, in some percentage, that is difficult to say is in 1%, 5% or 10%. It's about your intuition, inspiration, or when you smell something. And of course, when you put all together, and then you need to say, okay, come on, these 11 players are going to play, no? And when it's working well, fantastic. But when not working well, that is the massive problem. The most important is to keep the balance, to always find the right balance. But of course, I was so happy with his performance. We have a lot of games to play. We are going to rotate. He's going to be in that rotation like another player, always trying to, every time that he's going to play, show and give the best.
Do you believe he is fully fit after the long, World Cup Asian Games? He took 2 weeks of rest, finally. So do you believe he is fully fit now?
Look, we cannot forget what happened in summer. We cannot now to say he's fit and we are going to kill again. Come on here, no? And it's so important how we are going to manage him to keep the best form every time that we decide that he is going to play.
Okay, the last question is just over here.
Hi, Mauricio.
Hi.
Can I just you mentioned there being from Argentina, playing for New Old Boys. Can I ask you your thoughts on what happened with the Copa Libertadores? We saw the scenes, we saw players injured. How can this be prevented in the future? And it's
a cultural problem. We cannot say it's one club or another, or it's it's a cultural problem. I think many years ago here in England was similar problem, no? And a strong decision change. And today I think it's a fantastic to come here and watch football and go to the stadium and enjoy, because on the end it's a sport, no? To show, it's not a drama football. But in Argentina still we are far away of that. And we are an amazing country, amazing people, but still with a lot of problem. And for me, it's cultural. And how you are going to change, I don't know. I promise. I don't know how to change that, because it's so difficult for the politician. It's so difficult for the people that try harder to change. But I promise you, I don't know. I don't know what I can tell you, or if the people say first decision that you took to try to start to fix that problem, I don't know for where to start. And that is why it's so sad. It's so sad. And when you watch from here all that happened, yes, it's a shame, no? Because I think 99% of the Argentinos, or the people, the citizens there, or the country is amazing. And you cannot say all are the same, no? All the people in Argentina. And that is why the image that you receive and the people receive and the rest of the world is so bad. But this, I think, is cultural, and about and to work we need to do a very tough job, and I'm not sure that it's going to change.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.